I'm going to show you how to make Vietnamese crispy rolls.
We compare two traditional wrapping techniques. First, we briefly dip the rice paper in water. Second, we soften it using coconut milk. I'll also show you a traditional Vietnamese filling, including taro root. Plus, a little trick to quickly put the filling onto the wrappers. Finally, I'll show you the way we should eat these crispy rolls as a full meal. First, soak 2 ounces of mung bean glass noodles in water. We like to add it to meat fillings because they make the mixture lighter. Next, soak 1/2 ounce of dried wood ear mushrooms. They bring a nice crunchy texture. Then soak 2 ounces of small dried shrimp. They're very aromatic and boost the flavor of the filling. You can usually find them frozen in Asian grocery stores. Let these ingredients soak while preparing the rest. For 60 rolls, I'm using 2 pounds of pork shoulder. You can also use pork belly, which is traditional in Vietnam. The fat adds flavor and keeps the filling very tender. Cut the meat into chunks. You could also use 2 pounds of ground chicken instead. Take about 14 ounces of taro. This root vegetable has a mild flavor. Its starchy texture mixes really well with the meat. Let it thaw if frozen, then cut it into pieces. If you cannot find some taro, you can use potatoes instead. Now prepare the vegetables. Take about 7 ounces of daikon or black radish. Peel it and cut it into chunks. Also peel 7 ounces of carrots and cut them in half. Slice 2 onions. They bring great flavor to the filling. Slice 2 green onions or scallions. And slice about 2 ounces of shallots. Now drain the soaked ingredients. Drain the wood ear mushrooms and remove the tough stems. Drain the glass noodles and pat them dry with paper towels. We want to remove as much water as possible. Too much moisture can make the rolls bubble or tear during frying. Cut the glass noodles into short pieces. Drain the dried shrimp. Use a food processor to grate the carrots and radish. Then squeeze them to remove as much liquid as possible. Chop the mushrooms, not too finely. Chop the taro into small chunks. But don't overdo it, or it will turn into puree. Mince the pork, not too finely. Put it in a large bowl. Roughly chop the dried shrimp and add them to the meat. Before adding the taro or the potatoes, we need to cook it briefly with the shallots. Heat 2 tablespoons vegetable oil in a pan over high heat. Add the shallots and stir for about 3 minutes until golden. Add the taro and 1/2 teaspoon salt. Cook on medium heat for about 4 minutes, stirring often. Taro is like potatoes. You shouldn't eat it raw. Stir-frying it also develops its flavor. Cook the potatoes a little more. The small pieces are not crushed. Let it cool for about 5 minutes. Now season the meat with 1/2 tablespoon salt, 1 teaspoon black pepper, and 4 tablespoons fish sauce. Mix well so the meat absorbs the seasoning. Add 2 eggs and mix again until the filling becomes sticky. The eggs bind everything together and keep the filling tender. Add the onions, then mix. Then add the mushrooms, the carrots and radish, the glass noodles, the taro and the green onions. Mix everything well. Adding vegetables at the end prevents them from releasing water because the salt has already been absorbed by the meat. You can make this filling a day ahead. It will taste even better. Cover and let it rest 30 minutes in the fridge. After resting, transfer the filling into a piping bag. This makes it much faster and more even when making the rolls. Use rice paper wrappers about 9 inches wide. I like the ones made with rice and tapioca starch. They're more flexible and crispier after frying. Each wrapper has a smooth side and a rough side. The smooth side should face outward on the finished roll. For the first method, the one with hot water, place a damp kitchen towel on your work surface. Cut the tip of the piping bag so the opening is about 1 inch wide. Prepare a bowl of hot water about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Dip a rice paper and remove it immediately. Then place it on the towel and flip it. The towel absorbs excess water. You can do the same with another rice paper at the same time. Place the filling near the edge closest to you. Using the piping bag, the filling is already nice, so you don't need to shape it with your fingers. Fold the sides toward the center to make 2 parallel straight folds. Remove as much air as possible, because air, like water, makes the rolls swell during frying. The hot water softens the wrappers quite fast, but they don't get soggy. Roll while pushing out as much air as possible. Press the roll tightly like this. We leave no gap between the filling and the rice paper. With the water method, the wrapper seals itself at the end. Now let's try the coconut milk technique. In a bowl, combine 4 tablespoons coconut milk, the thick part, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, 1/2 tablespoon white vinegar, and 2 tablespoons boiling water to help melting. Mix until smooth. If needed, microwave briefly to help it melt. The coconut fat and water help soften the wrappers. The sugar helps them turn golden during frying, and the vinegar makes them extra crispy. Brush this mixture onto the smooth side of a wrapper. Place another wrapper on top and brush again. Stack 10 wrappers, slightly offset so they are easy to pick up. Let them soften for 5 minutes. No need to cover. With the coconut fat, they won't dry out. Make more stacks of 10 wrappers. Now prepare 1 egg white to seal the rolls. Because of the coconut milk fat, the wrappers won't seal on their own. After 5 minutes, turn over the first pile of 10 wrappers so that the first one is on top. Now peel it off the stack and pipe the filling on it. Fold and roll the same way as before. Seal the end with egg white. To get really crispy spring rolls, we need to fry them twice. For the first fry, heat a pot of oil over medium-low heat. When the oil reaches about 320 degrees Fahrenheit, you can add up to 20 rolls, making sure the oil covers them. Let them fry for 5 minutes. These are the spring rolls prepared using the water-soaked technique. Leave them for 1 minute before moving them. After adding the spring rolls, the temperature drops to approximately 280 degrees Fahrenheit. That's normal. Stir them occasionally for even cooking. If they stick together, don't try to pull them apart. You might tear them. They'll separate much more easily at the end of the cooking. After 5 minutes, they'll start to turn lightly golden. Remove them and let them rest 15 minutes on a rack. Repeat the same first frying with the coconut milk rolls. The oil temperature and the cooking time are the same. These ones don't stick to each other thanks to the fat in the coconut milk. Take them out after 5 minutes. You'll notice they're already a bit more golden thanks to the sugar. Let them rest. Meanwhile, set the table with salad and fresh herbs, at least mint and cilantro. I've also prepared some rice vermicelli. I give them a few snips with scissors. I also made some pickled carrots and radish, and a good nokcham dipping sauce. I also show you how to make all these sides at the end of the video. For the second fry, raise the oil temperature to 355 degrees Fahrenheit over high heat. Add the cooled rolls. These are the ones made with the water-soaked wrappers. Fry them until they become nicely golden and crispy. Move them occasionally. If they stick together, it's not a problem. We can separate them after frying. After about 3.5 minutes, take them out and place them on a rack. Do the same with the rolls made using the coconut milk technique. The sugar gives a beautiful color, and the vinegar makes the rice paper even crispier. After about 3.5 minutes, take them out as well. So here's the verdict. Both methods make very crispy spring rolls, but I think that the coconut milk method makes them just a little crispier. With the first method, the water technique, the rolls are crispy but still tender. With the coconut milk method, the wrapper is crispier and slightly firmer. Using this coconut milk technique, it's easier and faster. The wrappers are less wet, the rolls turn a more golden color, they're slightly crispier and stay crispy a bit longer. This technique is not new at all. It is known in Vietnam. Eat them right away while they're hot and perfectly crispy. Bon appétit! The real way to enjoy these crispy rolls is to eat them as a full meal. For that, cut them into pieces. Take some lettuce and fresh herbs, a little pickled carrot and radish, some rice vermicelli, and a piece of crispy roll. Wrap everything within the salad piece. Dip it in nuoc cham sauce and take a bite. Let me quickly recap the key points for perfect crispy spring rolls. Remove as much moisture as possible from the filling. For the water method, dip the wrappers in hot water for 1 to 2 seconds only. For the coconut milk method, let them soften for 5 minutes. Seal the rolls with egg white. Fry the rolls in 2 steps. First fry at 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Second fry at 355 degrees Fahrenheit. Let them cool 10 to 15 minutes between the 2 fries. And enjoy them as a full meal. The best time to freeze your spring rolls is after they first fry. Now, I show you how to make the nuoc cham dipping sauce. In a small saucepan, add 1/3 cup sugar, 3.5 tablespoons fish sauce, and 1/3 cup water. Mix a little. Heat over medium heat, stirring occasionally until it starts to boil. Once it boils, turn off the heat and let it cool. Prepare 3.5 tablespoons lemon juice. Once the sauce has cooled, add the lemon juice and mix. You can also add 3 cloves of minced garlic and 1 chopped chili pepper. Or, if you prefer something milder, a little chopped bell pepper. Mix everything together. Your homemade delicious nuoc cham sauce is ready. Preparing some rice vermicelli is very simple. Put them in boiling water for 5 minutes. Drain them. Rinse with cold water. And let them drain under a kitchen towel for at least 15 minutes before serving. To make some quick homemade pickles, take a piece of daikon or black radish, about 2.5 ounces. Cut it into thin sticks. Do the same with 2 or 3 carrots. Mix them with 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon sugar, and 2 tablespoons white vinegar. Mix everything together well. Your carrot and radish pickles are ready. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Morgan Recipes for more homemade dishes and inspiration.